only have one left.
What do you do on a record-breaking hot day in Richmond? Construct makeshift boats out of found materials and set sail on the James River, of course. That's what happened last Sunday at Shiplock Park off Canal Street, when local moped and bicycle gangs held the loosely organized 3rd annual Aquabattle.
A culmination of successes and failures.
Is how Observer and Richmond resident Ian Brown described the scene as a collection of found object boats buoyed upon the sun-warmed James River. While the crafts may seem haphazard, Brown realizes it takes more than just trash to create such devices.
I think a lot of it is creativity, first of all, and you may want to have at least a little knowledge of physical laws of fluid mechanics and buoyancy and such. But I think that comes second for most of these people. I think that really it's just about creativity and having fun is what's most important.
Adam Dominy and Adam Wilder constructed their vehicles about 3 days before the event. I'll let Dominy describe it.
3 55-gallon sealed barrels and a shopping cart.
Does it have a name?
Brutaler a la carte. It can hold 3 definitely, and possibly even 4. We've tested it twice and it's held 3.
Brandon Phillips came down after hearing rumors about the activities on the water. Between mouthfuls of salad, he shared his speculations.
I heard people get really drunk and shoot fireworks at each other, so I'd like to see some of that. Other than that, it's a beautiful day in Richmond.
Yeah.
Cream of the crop.
Yeah.
Competing today, I think.
Noelle Archibald, founding member of the Cutthroats Bicycle Gang, had a more wholesome vision of the event. She stood in front of what could best be described as a bike paddle boat and explained her aspirations for the day and the construction history of her flotilla.
I have a boat. It's a bicycle paddle boat. Zach built it 2 years ago for the first Aquabattle, and we have rebuilt the drive shaft this year. Hopefully it's going to go a little bit faster, be more maneuverable.
Yeah.
Pretty excited about it.
Yeah.
I think we have a little edge with the flotation by using the styrofoam. It's pulled out of old buildings that they used to insulate with styrofoam in the 80s and 90s, and now it's not up to code, so they're pulling it out of every building. You can find sheets of this stuff anywhere, and it'll hold anything in the water.
Archibald, an experienced aqua battler, couldn't fully explain the battle part of the day, but said it was often left to the individual's interpretation.
I mean, people take their own meaning to battle. Most people just, it's a battle of whether your craft can float or not. There's some play, marshmallow, slingshots, super soakers, full patchouli, that kind of stuff. None of us have really done this before. It was just like, hey, let's make human-powered boats, and there's some interesting crafts out there. It's always fun to see what people come up with. Well, I'm gonna put this baby in the water, the SS Trump Duck.
Max Fisher, another veteran aqua combatant, attended both previous aqua battles. He's since made the pilgrimage every year from Manhattan to participate. He described the run-in with local authorities that ensued in the event's first year.
The first year was a huge turnout, and it was a lot of fun, and eventually the Coast Guard showed up, and I don't know, 7 to 12 squad cars, and they were watching us for a while, and they were cool with it, and then eventually they were just kind of like, all right, guys, you gotta go. The reason being wasn't because of the fact that we were there in that location, it's because the boats that we had built weren't seaworthy, because they weren't, there was no motor or anything. It was, just pieces of plywood thrown together, and, and then they were bike powered, or they had oars and everything. So we all had to leave, but, because, I guess if you have a ship, you're supposed to register it. You can't register a raft made out of pallets and plywood.
The roar behind Fisher was from a moped-powered craft built by local moped gang, the Hell's Satans. Aquabattle was started by the Cutthroats in 2008. This year, Aquabattle took place on the last day of the Hell's Satans' weekend-long moped rally entitled Southbound and Drowned. In its 6th year, the rally brought moped riders from all over the country to ride and to construct boats for battle. Sadly, what Hell's Satans called the moped jet ski, ramshackled together from plywood, buckets, and partially deconstructed mopeds, barely made a wake. It was often heard straining its gears as it lazily cruised at a snail's pace. Meanwhile, a pontoon boat driven by a motorcycle engine carried numerous passengers and passed out drinks as it coasted between lesser craft. The boat was constructed in New York City and cruised down to the James River to participate in Aquabattle. The plywood box in the water, known as USS Destiny's Child, was first to fall into the depths of the James. Creator Evan Duke and passenger Layla Horton struggled to remove the craft from the murky riverbank, but could pinpoint their nautical failure.
I went to take my shirt off, and I leaned too far to the right.
And it just went.
And
I
then
think simultaneously Josh was trying to scoop water from the right-hand side, and I was just on the right-hand side, so 3 big dudes on the right, it's not going to work.
More folks came to watch and cool off than to present buoyant ingenuity. Scott Bird and Jesse Durbin sat in the shade of a tree on shore and considered participating next year.
I hope it keeps going on.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. We're going to start planning tomorrow.
Yeah. You guys would build your own boat?
We're thinking about it.
Try really hard.
Yeah.
Get a crew together. Hot as hell outside. Where's a better place to be than the river?
For a visual slideshow of the event, including pictures and video, and to hear past stories, visit our blog, WRIRnews.blogspot.com. For Richmond Independent Radio News, I'm Brad Kutner.